Yo, what's good? So today I'm going to talk about my top 7 favorite albums of 2018 in no particular order. These are albums that I just keep on returning to this year, or albums that I like. They may not be the best albums of this year, but they're just ones that I listened to and I liked. Yeah, let's get into it. So at number 7, I have an album called Your Queen is a Reptile by Sons of Kemet. Sons of Kemet is a jazz outfit based in London, and this group is made up of a tuba player, 2 drummers, and a saxophone player, which makes for like an interesting sound, like something that you usually don't hear like in a jazz group. But it's really rhythmic, it's really hypnotic. It's some of the songs are like really hard hitting. It's probably my favorite jazz album of this year. Also, something really cool about this album is that every song title is named after an important female figure in Black history, which is sort of interesting. Some I've never heard of before, but some I have, so it's sort of interesting to learn about like important parts of like important female figures in Black history through like the song titles. You know, it's something cool. Yeah, some of my favorite songs off this album are My Queen is Angela Davis and My Queen is Angela Julia Cooper. Yeah. It's an amazing jazz album. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of jazz. Or if you're not, it's just really interesting, really cool. Really liked it. That's my number 7. Yeah. So, at number 6, I have Kids See Ghosts. I don't know what's been going on with Kanye, like as far as like Twitter and this Drake beef and whatever else he's been saying. But what I do know is that he can make really good music, like when he puts his mind to it. And this, I think, is like some of his best work in the past couple years. Like Kanye spit some of his best verses that I've ever heard on this album. Kid Cudi is really like hypnotic. His melodies are like absolutely amazing. The samples are really cool. Like it sounds like this whole album is like a combination of like grunge and folk and like trap and like rock and like psychedelic music. I don't even know. Yeah, even if you don't like Kanye, even if like you haven't listened to this album, like just give it a chance, because it really is amazing. It really is amazing. I think it's one of the best albums of this year by far. Some of my favorite songs off this album would be Free, Ghost Town Part 2, Kids See Ghosts, and Cudi Montage. At number 5, I have the original motion picture soundtrack from the movie Phantom Thread. I know what you might be thinking, like, why would I put like a soundtrack to a movie on here? But just like, give it a chance. It's really melancholy and it sounds really like dark and mysterious, but also like classy, and yeah, it sounds very haunting, but it's like, it's gorgeous at the same time. Oh, by the way, this was also like snubbed at the Oscars earlier this year for Best Original Score. It went to like, I think it went to like The Shape of Water, but Jonny Greenwood, the guy who did the score, like he totally deserved it. Like he's been snubbed multiple times at the Oscars. I think he really deserved it because this score is like absolutely amazing. Yeah, and every time I hear like a song from this movie, I can just picture like the cinematography like in my mind. Like it takes me back to like the movie. It reminds me of Biltmore too. Like if you've ever been to like Biltmore House like in Asheville, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, some of my favorite tracks off this are The Hymn, Sandalwood 1, The Tailor of Fritzovia, and The House of Woodcock. An amazing score, it's an amazing movie. Yeah, check it out. Number 4, I have Die Lit by Playboi Carti. This album is hard. Like, this album is crazy. This is probably the album, maybe this one of the album that I'm gonna list later on. But like, this one is probably the one that I've got the most listens to out of this year. Like I can put this whole album on like at any time and listen to the entire thing and like never get bored of it. Like I love how Playboi Carti sounds. Like he sounds so different compared to his last album, and he's so like minimalistic in like his flows and like his word choice and like his lyrics. Like it's almost so minimalistic that it sounds almost like experimental in a way. The production on here is absolutely amazing. Like every song is like a banger. The features on here, features are amazing. Like Playboi Carti really knows how to like choose a feature for a track. Some people may not like this album because they might think it's like too too repetitive, I guess, and I can totally see like where they're coming from when they say that, but just give it a chance. Like, I keep on saying that for all these albums, because like I feel like some people may not listen to some of these yet. I think it's definitely my favorite like trap album of the year. It's enticing, it's colorful, it's hard-hitting. Some of my favorite tracks would be Mileage, Poke It Out, Shoota, Fell in Love, Lean For Real, Long Time. List goes on and on. Like, I love almost every track off of this. Number 3, I have.
We back, yeah.
This album is like hella depressing, but like in the best way possible. Like, I listen to this and it feels like you're being like dragged through the mud and dirt. You can just tell, you can hear like the mental like pain that like Earl has been through in the last like 3 years. It took him 3-4 years or so to make this album. Yeah, this whole album sounds like it's moving at like a slow motion speed. Like, it's so slow and like it creeps along. And the production is like, it's something else. It's like it's experimental, and it's like the mixing on this album is insane. Like, some of the songs, Earl's voice is mixed like so deep, like in the production and like in the entire song. You can like barely hear him on the track, and it sounds like the whole track is like swallowing him up, or like trying to consume him in a way. Sort of like how his depression or like his mind state is like consuming him as a person. I think I've heard some of my other friends who have also listened to this album did not like it because of like the production and how everything is mixed, and like I can totally see why. And it took me a couple like listen. I mean, this album is only like 25 minutes long, and it's like 13 songs or something like that. And it took me a couple listens to sort of like really get into it and really enjoy it as much as I do now. But I think, yeah, 3-4 years was absolutely worth the wait. Like, I love this album. It's incredible. I love it. Oh yeah, some of my favorite songs out of this album would be Nowhere to Go, December 24th, The Mint, and Riot. This album is like depressing as hell, but in the best way possible. Like, please check it out. Please. It's really good. And number 2, completely like switching gears, I have this album called Lush by Snail. Snail is like an alternative indie rock sort of artist. She's like a singer and she plays the guitar in like this band. She's super cool. Like, I love her attitude. Like, I watch interviews of her and she seems like the coolest person. This whole album revolves around like teen heartbreak and like love and relationships. But it's so like relatable because it's like by a teen, like it's by someone who's like my age, and I can relate to like a lot of things that she's saying. Like, I mean, it's different if like someone who's like 30 years old is like singing about this kind of stuff, but like it's different when like there's like I don't know how old she is, but like an 18, 19-year-old like singing about the same things like other people my age might go through, you know. Yeah, you can really feel like the emotion and like the feelings in her words. The melodies are amazing. Like, I love some of these melodies, especially for like Let's Find It Out and Speaking Terms. Like, I love those melodies so much. Yeah, like I said, some of my favorite songs are Speaking Terms, Heat Wave, Let's Find It Out. Yeah, check it out. It's really cool. And at number 1, I have the Black Ben Carson himself, Jpegmafia, his album Veteran that came out this year. This album is absolutely insane. I love it like so much. This is probably, I said this is in no like particular order, but like this probably is my favorite album of this year. And like this and Die Lit by Carti, by Playboi Carti, are the two that I've gotten like the most listens out of. Like, I love this album so much. It's a piece of like experimental hip hop rap, like trap, I guess. Experimental hip hop. No, I haven't heard of Jpegmafia before this year, but he's really had like a breakout year in 2018. Like, I've watched a lot of his interviews and I've heard a lot more about him, and like he deserves all the praise that he's getting because his album is absolutely amazing. This album is like, it's like barbaric and like bipolar, and it's loud and it's raging and it's like it's lit and it's like it's freaking genius. It's hard to like describe this album except for like insane. Like, I don't know how to describe like an experimental album like this because it's so abstract sounding. Like JPEG's lyrics are like they're threatening, and like he tries to like threaten his listeners. Like he disses Morrissey. He disses Morrissey, and he says like fuck like white boys, and like I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, he threatens the alt-right too. Also the samples in this album, like he makes so many references in the samples like themselves, like they're like little pieces of like buried treasure or something that you find like within the song. Yeah, some of these songs are like pure ignorance, but it's like amazing. Like it's self-conscious, like he knows that he's like being ignorant, but it's like it's amazing. Yeah, there's some songs when he's like screaming his brains out, and then there are other songs where like he's like singing like melodically. This thing is just fucking hard. This thing is just hard, like for real. This album is just hard. Like every second of this album, I'm like completely captivated because like you never know where each song is gonna go. It's abrasive, and like some of the textures and the noises and like the production is like, it's like indescribable. I don't know how to say it. And like I would give anything to go to one of his concerts. Like I wish he was coming to North Carolina sometime soon so I could come and just like experience him live, because I'm sure it's like crazy. Please give this album a listen. I know it might be a hard listen. This is similar like to Earl Sweatshirt's some rap songs because it took me a couple listens to sort of like really enjoy it. But like the more I listen to it, the more I love it. So yeah, if you do listen to it, just give it a chance. Listen to it a couple times. Yeah, like please check this album out. Like it's amazing. I highly recommend it. It's probably my favorite album this year. So yeah, those are my top 7 albums of 2018. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I turned you on to any new music or something, or if you have heard these albums and you do like them. Let me know down in the comments, or let me know what your top album of this year is down in the comments, or like what your top 3 is or something like that. Because I'm really interested to know like what other people's like taste in music is and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. I love all of you. Yeah, that's it. My foot fell asleep. My foot feels dead. I cannot. It's cold as hell out here. I cannot feel my foot. It's dead. Damn. Feels like I'm stepping on pins and needles.